Joining us now is Ojy Okpe with stories trending around the world today. Good morning, Ojy. How are you?
Hello,
How are you? Hi, Dr. Bati. I love your jacket. You should always keep this look, Dr.
Dapper, dapper.
Yes. We're missing Tunde
We
today,
are,
right?
unfortunately.
Right. All right. Well, good morning to you, viewers. We begin what's trending today in Nigeria. Ibrahim Magu, the acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, has come under fire for allegedly saying that he strongly believes corruption is the cause of coronavirus. In a video that has now gone viral on social media, the acting chairman was heard giving a speech at the passing out parade of 281 cadets of the EFCC Detective Inspector Course 5 when he talked about the cause and effect of corruption. Let's take a listen.
Your Excellency, corruption is the biggest strategy to humankind. Your Excellency, corruption is worse than all the diseases now running about. And I strongly believe, Your Excellency, that even coronavirus is caused by corruption.
Well, let's take our tweets first before we talk about the story. Well, in response to the video, news agency The Cable tweeted the story, which read, "Extra. I strongly believe coronavirus is caused by corruption," says Magu. Meanwhile, Magu immediately denied the video in a tweet posted by the EFCC. The commission said, "This information is false and misleading." The acting chairman said tackling corruption is a clarion call, given that corruption is a huge burden to the nation. It is worse than cancer, Ebola virus, coronavirus, and all other deadly diseases put together. Correct this, please. That's the tweet from EFCC. Nigerians have reacted. One user, Mazel, wrote, "Tomorrow's headline will read, EFCC arrests the owner of cable over $1.5 trillion oil fraud." Another user wrote, "What was this EFCC Twitter handle trying to defend? Just say the acting chairman, Magu, made an error." And finally, another user, Henry, tweeted a recap of what he heard Magu saying in the speech. He wrote, "Your Excellency, corruption is the biggest strategy to mankind. And I strongly believe, Your Excellency, that coronavirus is caused by corruption. EFCC boss Magu 2020. Whoever employed the writer of this speech is even corrupt."
I didn't even see that first part. Corruption is the biggest strategy.
Well, I mean, maybe it was a, slip.
Yes.
Probably wanted to say it's the biggest tragedy. And indeed, it's a big tragedy.
Yes, it is the biggest
to communities, to development processes across the world. I think it's unfortunate that, in reacting to the speech by the EFCC chairman, the commentators have focused on a sensational thing, or rather, they've tried to sensationalize what he said. In actual fact, if you look at the substance of that entire speech, he was talking about reforms that Nigeria has carried out to fight corruption.
Right.
He was talking about the cost of corruption and how it poses a threat to the development process, to even everything in society, whether institutions or even economic growth that we talked about earlier on this morning. And also he talked about, the plan by his agency to set up a directorate that will focus on money laundering, that will focus on assets recovery, and an anti-corruption strategy document, 2020 to 2025, that the agency is working on. Yes. He also used the opportunity to give an account of what the agency has been able to achieve between 2005 and now. Between 2005 and now, the number of cases involving convictions will seem to have grown, according to him, from 103 to over 1,000 in 2019 alone. But all of those details were overlooked, and the whole point is the comparison with coronavirus. Now, I won't lose any sleep over that. Because there's something in communication we call effective communication. He was probably speaking metaphorically. He was probably using the reference to coronavirus in a figurative manner. And if communication is to convey meaning, he's been able to grab the attention of the public. Now everybody is linking corruption to coronavirus. And if his objective was to show the seriousness of the threat that corruption poses. And we all know that coronavirus is making the entire world anxious. Now, at that level, he would seem to have succeeded in delivering his message, which is to say that, look, corruption poses a threat to all of us. And it's even worse than the coronavirus. No, he said it's even
the cause. That's the thing. He said it's even the cause of coronavirus.
He's not a scientist. He wants to communicate, and he could put it in as dramatic a manner or as a sensational or as metaphorical manner as possible. That's my reading as a student of language.
Doctor. So the chairman of the EFCC clearly made a big error here. He said, and Your Excellency, I strongly believe that even corruption is the cause of coronavirus. I mean, come on.
I love your optimism, Dr. Abati.
Yes.
If we can pull up the tweet where what EFCC is saying.
And then they now try to defend it as well.
He says that tackling corruption is a clarion call, given that corruption is a huge burden to the nation. It is worse than cancer, Ebola virus, coronavirus, and all other diseases put together.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
that's what he said. That's what EFCC is saying he said.
Meanwhile, that's not what he said in the video.
That's the correction.
That's the correction. And that's what they said that he said. So this is the issue here on Twitter and social media. Everyone is talking about this particular statement.
Yeah.
There was no reason
How
for
can
you to
say
come
he said something he didn't say?
I mean, your optimism is great. I mean, if that's what he's trying to say, that's well and good, and we leave it there. But so the issue is, why do you have to come up with this statement? Now, you know that there is also this artificial intelligence, right, where you can doctor a video. So, I mean, maybe that could have been a better excuse
which,
that
of
the
course,
video
they can look
was
into.
Doctored, and then NTA will have to, because obviously this was from
Let's hear it again.
Right. Let's hear it one more time and see if that's exactly what...
Corruption is the biggest strategy to humankind. Your Excellency, corruption is worse than all the diseases now running about. And I strongly believe, Your Excellency, that even coronavirus is caused by corruption.
Sorry, no, this is comedy. Strategy, corruption is the biggest strategy to humankind. Doctor, you're a great editor.
No, you meant tragedy.
Okay, no, but he said strategy. This is the chairman of the EFCC.
Okay, so right. So that's what I was trying to say, that there's also this Photoshop thing that you can actually alter what you say. Now, there's this whole thing that is coming out now. So, I mean, if that was the point that you're trying to make, that he probably meant something and he said something else, that's different. But it could also be doctored. So who knows? It's left for the actual video to be, you know, shown again, where he actually made that statement that EFCC wrote.
Well,
I hope it's doctored.
I think we should focus more on the core message.
Right.
You know, I think
I like your optimism.
the core message is clear.
Correct. All right, well, let's head over to the UK now, where the Duke and Duchess of Sussex may be expected to phase out their Sussex Royal brand name following their decision to step down as senior members of the royal family. According to a royal source, as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are stepping back as senior members of the royal family to work towards gaining financial independence, the use of the word royal is to be reviewed, and discussions are still ongoing. As part of the process to transition the Duke and Duchess of Sussex into their new chapter, planning has been well underway around the launch of their new non-profit organization, which hoped to include the Sussex Royal name. The couple's official Instagram account, dubbed Sussex Royal, has over 11.2 million followers, and they have a website for their brand name under the domain sussexroyal.com.
Well, they didn't step down as royals. They stepped down as senior royals. And I mean, regardless, you can't take away the fact that they're royals.
They are royal.
I don't really understand.
Well, but, you know, the concern is that the Sussex Royal, you know, label will be used for commercial purposes.
Yes.
And could be, you know, for profit purposes.
Right.
Even if the couple had said that they were going to set up, you know, charity organizations in addition to the ones they already are engaged in. But you see, it's a very straightforward thing. You can't eat your cake and have it.
That's what people always say, but you can. Sometimes you can eat your cake and have it.
In this
particular case, they are royal.
They're still royals.
They should be allowed. I mean, the word royal, in fact, could be used anyway.
And they didn't say they're going to step away completely from duties, senior duties.
The palace decided to take that decision in order to discourage other persons within the family.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Emulate their
that could be a good point, too.
Ojy, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.